Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here. Great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day, my friends. As usual, guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with someone you might get something out of it. Guys, I did a little bit of research this afternoon on this video, and again, I'm trying to explain in the easiest way to follow possible the way that I've miraculously changed my life for the better, and because each and every one of you can do this. So I'm calling today's video The Art of Allowing. Because I've come to understand that's what I'm doing. I haven't taken control. Now, I find myself in a position of immense power these days because I'm not trying to wield power. I'm not trying to exercise power. What I'm doing is getting out of my own way, and I'm learning the art of allowing the universe to show me my path. My God to show me my path, his divine plan for me, and I'm following and taking leaps of faith, and I'm just being obedient, and my life has turned for the better in the most miraculous of ways, guys. I kid you not, I'm literally brought almost to an emotional place daily just by the joy of my life, guys. I have so much ease. Don't get me wrong, I have stress, I get overwhelmed, but I don't allow myself to dwell in those places. I don't allow those things to own who I am. And as soon as I feel them, I stop and just take stock of everything I have going on, and I let them go. Guys, so oftentimes we allow things that are out of our control to control our emotions, and that is what keeps us out of alignment. That's what keeps us stuck in a rut and keeps us from expanding, right? Today I've learned not to do that, and it happened because I've given my will over to God, something I talk about quite often here, guys, because if you guys have followed and seen my testimony, I lived a very, very miserable existence for a really long time, and I now understand that it was completely of my own choosing, because I chose to take my self-will and run amok with it, and I wasn't looking at the parameters that I had stuck myself in, right? All the variables were all under my control. My previous actions had given me a set of circumstances that I was unwilling to accept. So I was constantly trying to come out with a different result while working within these parameters and trying to manipulate things to get the result that I wanted that was physically impossible. And I was constantly disappointed and stressed out, and then medicating myself so I didn't have to face the reality of what I created. And then the hamster wheel spins, right? So fast forward back in this past let's say Thanksgiving. It was somewhere between Labor Day and Thanksgiving that I had started praying. And guys, the very first night that I said that heartfelt prayer, it wasn't just repeating words. I spoke to God. I spoke to God from myself, and I meant it from my heart. I'm like, God, I will do whatever you need me to do. Please just show me your path for me. Let me walk in your light. I know what I'm doing is wrong, and I can't continue on. And that's why I left it at that. And I just said, thank you for everything. You always kept me safe, and please show me. And again, he immediately was giving it to me, put down the drugs, and start trying. And it took me months, guys. It took me all the way till after Christmas. No, I'm sorry, before Christmas. It was December 13th, Friday the 13th, December 13th, that I finally had, somewhere around the 10th, I said, that's it, I won't put any more drugs into my body, and I tried to detox here at home because I thought, I'm communicating with God, all I gotta do is stop using drugs, and he's gonna get me through detoxing at home with no problem. That wasn't the case, guys. I still had to face reality. I had a 7-gram a day fentanyl heroin habit and a 3 or 4 gram a day crack habit. You can't just walk away from that. I laid in bed, tried to sleep it off, sweat, nasty, disgusting. Hadn't had a drink of water in 2.5 days, and I was literally knocking on death's door. And God saw that, and saw that I was literally being stubborn, and I wasn't about to get up. So he had people come and check on me, and they immediately called the fire department. And when I refused the fire department, they called the police, and the police came in and kind of gave me an ultimatum: just come to the hospital with us and get checked out, or we're going to start looking around and seeing all the illegal substances you have everywhere, and we'll take you to jail. So I went to the hospital. Now, that being said, somebody knew I was really sick at that point, and they had offered me some money, and the drug dealer called, and I left the hospital, and I went and got high one last time. But as soon as I did so, I realized, I took a shower and I ate, and I immediately started calling rehabs, and I found a rehab with a bed available the next morning. So I finished what I had, and I went to rehab the next day. And from that moment on, well, first of all, the first 12 days were terrible in rehab because I did it wrong. I didn't have a doctor in place, so I couldn't get medicated. And I just went cold turkey and laid in bed for 12 days. Just, well, tough. But again, anytime I woke up, I said a prayer, tried to eat something, use the bathroom, take a shower, go back to bed. And after about 10, 12 days, I started feeling better, and then they got me on the medication. It was Suboxone in the beginning. I had to take Suboxone in order to get the Sublocade, which is a non-narcotic opiate blocker that I'm still using today. And I'm so glad I did, because that helped me get through that surgery without having a weak moment in using drugs. That's the beauty of the Sublocade, guys. The Sublocade's an opiate blocker. With it in your system, you don't have to worry about it, but you can still fail. You can still overdose. You can still use them. But for me, it takes the obsession away, because I know I couldn't get a high if I wanted to. So once a month I get injected, and I know that even if I slip up, I won't get high off it, and I won't go off and running. I won't feel the effects, and that keeps me from even thinking about using that first one, which is why I so strongly recommend it. It's been, and again, everybody's going to be different, so, it might be different for you, but for me, that's been a godsend. It's been the most amazing thing. Anyway, that being said, as soon as I started to feel a little bit better, I realized, because I was communicating with my God, because I was building a one-on-one conscious contact relationship with my God, my higher power, whom I choose to call God, I started paying attention, and I started paying attention to everything he was putting in front of me, because I realized that everything was intentional. Everything was happening for a reason. So I started trying to interact, and again, I was very weak at that point. I was starting to feel all these emotions and feelings and being introspective and trying to look back on what caused me to stay in addiction. It was very, very overwhelming, guys. So I would step back, and I would just, deal with what I could, and just take that next step, one step at a time. And that's all I worried about. Like when my counselor at rehab couldn't see me that day, I didn't get all upset like other people. I didn't try to use a phone. I just sat back, and I just paid attention, and I listened, and I read, and I prayed. And it worked amazingly well for me, guys, because again, I at that point, I had taken my will out of my own hands and turned it over to God, and just started paying attention to the signs and synchronicities that he was putting in front of me. And that was so hopeful, guys, because I started becoming a different person immediately. All of a sudden, I started to care. I started to listen to other people and try and uplift them. I tried to lead by example. And one by one, everybody in rehab, staff and clients, were like, man, you're so positive. Like, I really like listening to you, and that made me feel good. It was actually where I got the idea for the channel. I'm like, I'm kind of sticking out here. I got a better attitude than most. Maybe I should try and encourage other people, because I was encouraging a lot of people there. And that's when it hit me, guys. After praying one day, God showed me your path for me. Boom, it came in like a download. You got to start a YouTube channel and share your experience and share your point of view and share your lessons and share your story and share your struggles. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea. But again, I knew me at that point. I was very apprehensive as to whether or not I had the balls to really do it. I was really in bad shape back then. And I'm so incredibly grateful and proud that I have, because I love this channel. It means absolutely everything to me. And so again, it all started, guys. And then, so every day I would just pray and ask and pay attention to what I needed to do and not let myself get overwhelmed. People are like, what are you going to do? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to worry about that. And I literally would say this 10, 15 times a day. Don't know. Don't care. Don't have a plan for it. I'll find that. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And what I was doing was I was allowing the universe to guide me, my God to guide me. And in doing so, guys, I'm rising to places I never dreamed I would get to. Here I am coming up on 6 months. Today is the... Today is the 30th. No, I'm sorry. Today is the 28th. Today's the 28th of June. And on the 6th of July, actually the 5th, 6th of July, I'll have 6 months clean and sober, because I did slip up the day that I got a rehab, and I reset my date accordingly, right? And that was another powerful thing. God put that in my way, in my existence, so I would understand, because I had the obsession. I got a rehab, and I knew I couldn't use heroin, but the coke was really bothering me, so he made me find a piece of crack, and I smoked it, and I felt terrible, and I walked outside, and I found the girl with the broken down car, and I helped her, and it took all that bad feeling away from me, and it realized, boom, back up again. My path is service. I want to help other people, and I want to encourage other people, and I realized right there and then, if I wanted to, then I had to believe in myself, and I had to make myself an example, because I can't preach something I'm not following myself. So I went 10 toes down that day, guys. I dove in, got my home group the next day, started my YouTube channel the next day, and I've just been doing what I'm told I need to do paying attention to every little thing, guys. I'm on a media blackout. I don't watch TV. You know, I have all my little things that I do, and they've worked amazingly well because what I've managed to do is reprogram my brain, reprogram the way I look at myself, the way I look at everybody, because I didn't care, guys. People would try and talk to me, and I wanted no part of it back when I was using. Now I stop and I listen to everybody because I understand there's nuggets of wisdom in every single person, every conversation that I have. I share my experience, strength, and hope with everybody that wants to listen and guide any and all that I possibly can. And what that is doing is that is allowing my life to unfold in the most amazing ways, guys, because I've let go of the reins and I'm only focusing on the positive. I don't let anything negative into my existence. And again, I have the occasional thoughts. I get frustrated. Somebody irritates me. Somebody cuts me off. But I don't let that control my behavior. I don't let that stay with me. And as soon as I catch myself doing it, because now that I've been doing this for a length of time, I've developed my real, true, positive personality. And I love who I'm becoming. I actually have a lot of respect for myself. I realize the wisdom that I carry because I'm following the lead of God, right? I'm using all this, all this ancient wisdom that's stored within me, passed down generation, or however it comes from, I don't know. But I'm allowed, because guys, I don't focus on where it comes from. I focus on what to do with it. And that's the important thing, right? And it's amazing today, guys, and every one of you are capable of doing this. It's called being in alignment. It's the art of allowing good things to happen. Because, guys, I say it all the time, and I hope you guys grasp what I'm saying. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So if you, and again, nobody's perfect. You can have moments. But if you will literally change the way you talk to yourself to the most positive ways, focus only on your good, anything at that point, anything bad or any deficiencies, any area that you're feeling deficient in, because nobody's deficient. We're all equal. We're all amazing. But anywhere you feel lack, you don't focus on the lack. You focus on the positive, and then you work more towards the positive, and that will show you ways to fill up the areas that you feel lacking in. Don't focus on, oh, I'm terrible because I'm lacking this. No, focus on, I'm really good here, and I can slowly work on here. But focus your attention on here. You've got to feel good. Like, you've got to count your blessings, and that's something I do constantly, guys. I'll be driving around throughout the day, and I don't listen to radio anymore. I listen to Abraham Hicks and different positive people talking about Tony Robbins, Dom the hypnotist, all people that are upbeat and positive and trying to explain to me the way I can use my power for my own good, in so much not a selfish way, but that I can become a better person and I can lead by example. And by doing this, guys, I get more and more information. I get more and more energy. I get more, and again, that's the other thing. I go to the gym. I eat better now. I take good care of my body. I see my doctor regularly. I do things holistically. I don't take medications unless absolutely necessary. Antibiotics for an infection, obviously. But anything not necessary, I try to heal holistically and physically. Physical therapy, mental therapy, spiritual therapy. And these things have worked amazingly well, guys. I've literally changed the person I am and changed the trajectory of my life and every situation in my life for so much better. Because I stopped trying to control them and allowed the universe to show me how to do it properly. People ask me all the time, well, what's your plan for this? Don't know yet. I'm worried about today. That's it. And I do the best I can with today, planning for tomorrow by saving my resources and being responsible. And it's working amazingly well, guys. In just under 6 months, I'm more financially stable. My business is running. All these little things. I'm doing all these milestones that every adult should be doing in their life, but I never did them before. And now I'm checking them off one after the other, and they're becoming routine. All these things that would be like impossible for me to do before have become my daily routine, and I absolutely love it, guys. I did a favor for somebody over the weekend, right? Somebody was trying to take advantage of them. I saw the opportunity to step in and make it right, and I did. And it was a vehicle that needed to be repaired. Somebody was trying to charge them over $2,000 to do it. I looked it up and realized I could make a profit on it by doing it for $500. So I did it for $500. They picked up the car today. They paid me $700. I called them up and go, hey, listen, you overpaid me. She said, no, I didn't. You just, even with the $200 tip, you just saved me well over $1,300. That's the least I can do. And I said, no, you don't understand. $500 is a reasonable price. They were overcharging you. You don't have to tip me for their overchargement. And she said, no, you went out of your way to do what you did. I'm happy to do it. Guys, I just made a $200 tip. That's never happened before. I'm not in the tip industry. I'm not in an industry like that. But these are the things that happen to me all the time lately, just to show me that I'm on the right track, just to show me that I'm standing out in every crowd by just trying to be the best person I can. And I do that because it makes me feel good about who I am. It makes me love the person that I am. And when you're able to uplift other people and help other people, it makes you feel good about who you are. It uplifts you. We're all together here, guys. We're all family, right? There's only one race, the human race. And I haven't said that in a while, and I mean that dearly. I never try to get over on anybody. I always look out for the underdog. And today, I'm not afraid of confrontation. I will very kindly put somebody in their place when I see them stepping out of line. And I'm physically strong enough and mentally strong enough to do that today. And that makes me feel good. And I don't do it in an imposing of my will type of way. But, I'm walking down the road and I see somebody smack a dog, I'm going to say something about it. And there's no need of shit like that. And this is what brings bad things into your life when you're acting in those ways. So, guys, if you are, or if you're just somebody that's feeling powerless because your life is being overwhelmed, understand that you have the power to change it. You have the power to make your existence unbelievably beautiful. It just takes a little bit of getting out of your own way and allowing it to happen. But everything happens by feeling good. Being selfish, and there's so much that you only allow things into your life that feel good. Now again, they're all going to have situations that don't feel good, but as long as you don't let that be the dominant feeling in your day. If 80% of your day you're smiling, because guys, literally, I drive down the street and I look up at the sky and I just go, God, thank you, I love my life. Like, I mean that. Like, I'm constantly amazed at how easy my life is today. I'm doing more work than I used to, but it's convenient. It's easy because I'm organized. I'm making 10 times the money I ever have without working hard. And I mean, relatively speaking, a fraction of how hard I used to work. I put in a solid day's work today, but nothing like I used to, and I'm rewarded so much more for it because I'm doing it right. I've learned the art of allowing life to unfold in the most beautiful ways, and it started by getting out of my own way. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. That is the lesson. I hope you'll take these to heart. Guys, have any questions, by all means, I link my email in the description. You feel free to reach out to me, or I'd really appreciate it if you leave me a comment. And guys, remember, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.